It is estimated that there are approximately about 13,080 nuclear warheads in the world today. There are more countries today with the nuclear weapons than there were during the time of the Cold War. Here are the top 10 countries with the most nuclear weapons in the world. And sitting on number 9 is North Korea. And I believe that North Korea did not have any nuclear weapons, because I see the United States and other countries aligned to the United States trying to stop North Korea from developing any nuclear weapons. I thought maybe they didn't want them to have even a single warhead. But North Korea has got about 50 nuclear warheads at the moment. Following behind it is Israel, or rather, it is following behind Israel. Israel has got about 90. Israel, which is a close ally of United States, has got about 90 warheads. And I think they've got a free range when it comes to making warheads, because they are friendly to America, and America will allow them to make as many nuclear warheads as possible. Although Iran is not allowed to make any nuclear warheads, because they think that Iran is very careless the way they use their weapons, and they can direct them against Israel. Number 7 is India. India is a lukewarm country which is not very aggressive, not very hostile. Of course, sometimes they face a lot of hostility from Pakistan, but it is usually quiet. It's a country that is aligned to a lot of other countries, and is not a very hostile country, and it is number 7 on this list. Number 6 is Pakistan. Pakistan is developing a lot of nuclear weapons at the moment. It's growing its army at the moment. Maybe India is frightened by this, because India usually has got some antagonism. There's a lot of friction between India and Pakistan. And Pakistan, which is at number 6, is developing at a frightening rate. At number 5 is United Kingdom, which has got 225. This has been a superpower. United Kingdom has been a superpower for quite a long time. Now its power is dwindling. It is becoming smaller and smaller in almost everything. Even the economic power, its power is derived mostly from their alliance with the United States of America. Otherwise, as a country, Britain is no longer a superpower and has lost most of its power in the world, most of its influence in the world. The only influence that remains for Great Britain maybe is the English language that most people are using in most countries. Number 4 is France, which has got 290 nuclear warheads. France is very aggressive under its president. Usually they are trying to gain mileage by being very vocal, by being involved in Africa where sometimes they are being chased away by some African regimes. But they are pretending, and they are trying to be very powerful, and they've got 290 nuclear warheads. And number 3 is China. China has grown to Tinamanian proportions. It is very big in terms of economics. It is the second biggest economy in the world, and maybe it is threatening the position of America, which sits at number 1 in terms of economic advancement, in terms of economic positioning. China, though, doesn't have a lot of nuclear warheads as compared to America and Russia. China only has 350, but their arsenal is developing, and they are developing it at a very fast rate. I think they are trying to catch up with both Russia and the United States of America, because they think they deserve to be in this league. That's where they belong, in the league where the superpowers sit, the superpowers in terms of armor, which is United States of America and Russia. And number 2 is the United States of America, which has far more than the rest of the numbers that I've given you. From number 3 to number 9, America more than quadruples the number of nuclear weapons that these countries have. They are not even a quarter of what America has. But it's even worse for Russia. Russia has got more warheads than United States of America, maybe having nearly more than 1,000 warheads more than United States of America. So Russia is the one that is sitting at the top. It has more warheads than any other country in the world. It boasts of more warheads than any other country. And in terms of superiority, in terms of armament, in terms of war machinery, Russia is very, very much advanced. Maybe equal to that, their power, their war prowess is almost equal to that of America, or even in some cases, even far much better. They are feared by America, which is why America is not venturing into Ukraine, where Russia is already bombarding Ukraine, trying to make sure that they remove the president regime which they consider to be very hostile to Russians and very hostile to people in general. So Russia is the one which has got the most nuclear weapons, which is why they boast about. They have put them on alert only, maybe try and frighten others. Maybe it's a hoax just to make sure that other people are in line. They try not to really poke with or to try to play games with it in its endeavor to make Ukraine a clean country, clean in terms of NATO interference. So they are saying that they have put their nuclear deterrent on alert, which means they have ready their fingers ready to press a button if anyone presses their own. So Russia is respected mostly because of its nuclear power, its nuclear armaments, or the number of ways that it has. It earned a lot of respect because of that. And they boast about it, and maybe they are positioned there as one of the superpowers because of the number of ways that they have, nuclear ways that they have. So there you have it. Russia is superior in terms of nuclear warheads. And the biggest bombs that have been detonated on this earth was a nuclear bomb which was detonated by Russia, which was known as the Tsar bomb. It was the biggest, and no other bomb has been detonated on this earth that is bigger than the Tsar bomb. So please don't mess around with Russia. If you mess around with Russia, we will all perish. They have got nuclear bombs that can destroy the whole world. Just one of their warheads can destroy the whole world. So please don't mess around with Russia. I think that is the message that you should get, that Russia is a country that we need not to mess around with.
I was sure it wasn't going to work.
After falling for 43 seconds, the time and barometric triggers started the firing mechanism. A uranium bullet fired down a barrel into a uranium target. Together, they started a nuclear chain reaction. Solid matter began to come apart, releasing untold quantities of energy.